Hello, this is Guy Solis, Gentleman's Edge here in Denver, Colorado. Today I'm going to show you how to make a nice bonsai out of nursery stock. This particular plant is a sarissa, and it's got variegated leaves, which means it's got the two colors in it, white and green. And this is a nice little specimen, I think. It's got a nice growth here on the right side. Let me see. Right here on this right side that I'm going to manipulate into something really dramatic. And it's got the nice height. I'm going to reduce this plant down to about this tall. This is a really interesting plant. It's really good for bonsai, and it even blossoms. I'll get some white blossoms out of this. They call it snow rose, so I guess that means white. I've seen white flowers where I found this from. I'm going to put that in this nice bonsai planter. It's a nice deep one too, so you can see. So that's going to be really good for growing out that plant. I got some fabric, landscape fabric, I'm going to put over the holes. So to keep the soil from just pouring out of there. And I'm also going, here's the soil I'm going to use. I just bought this. I've made it before, but I just decided to buy this. It's just much easier for me right now. And it's for deciduous and tropical trees. And it's just simple bonsai soil, which means it's real porous, and it's going to create a good drainage for the plant so it doesn't get root rot. Once I get the plant in there, I'm going to feed this aluminum wire underneath and around the tree to hold it so it doesn't tip over. Once I get that done, I'm going to top it with these nice rocks, right? Now you can buy some really cool spores that you can grow some moss all over, and that's really cool to do too, because it just looks like a forest. But anyway, I'm setting this on top of a Lazy Susan, so it's easier for me to work with. The first thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to remove all the soil and prune all the roots down. So I'm going to set it on top of some paper so I don't make too big of a mess. I don't know where my bonsai tools went. I used to have bonsai, gosh, 15 years ago. I was doing really good with them. I had probably 14 different plants. Some of them I harvested here in Colorado from a road, from an area that they were going to put in a road, and I got some really nice material from that. But with the squirrels that were around here, they kind of, dug them up and chewed them up and everything. So haven't seen any around since I had my hawk, though. So I've got to improvise. I got these little cutters here, little side cutters, a pair of scissors. I don't have anything to scrape, so I'm going to use these two forks. So anyway, also, right before I get ready to plant this, I'm going to have the roots soaking in a cup of water, and once I pull it out, I'm going to dust it with this root hormone, growth hormone for the roots, right? It always works good. I'll probably mix in some of this professional plant food. It's a granulated stuff. That's really good to use too. So, all right, let me get set up and I'll be right back. Oh, all right, the first thing I need to do is I need to start to shape this plant before I take out any roots. So, all right, as I look at it, I can see that this part right here I definitely want to keep. I think I'm just going to cut off this piece here, like this. I might even try to sprout that with some of my root hormones. You got to understand something about a plant like this is that you don't want to just shape it and without taking into consideration that Mother Nature is going to do what it's going to do anyway. It might kill off a branch. It might do something totally different. So I'm not going to take a whole bunch off. I do want to remove this height. I think I see. Let's take off right there. And turn it back a little bit more like that. And that's kind of almost all I want to do today. I got this odd branch growing out here, and that's okay. My whole thing with this is I'm going to eventually wire this piece down more like this, so it kind of grows out like this, and then this one here is going to grow more straight. I should make this one the new leader too, so that's where I cut it. But I'm just going to kind of call it good for now. I mean, there's not really much to do. I mean, it's a very small plant. I've been jonesing to do some bonsai for a while now. So I'm going to just remove it from the pot now. It's got some roots. These plants also are kind of smelly. So it's got some roots that have made it down to the bottom very, very fine. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but very fine roots. So I'm just going to kind of bulldog most of this out like this. Right about like that. Get these scissors and start cutting. This and it's very moist soil. So I don't imagine there's a huge root system on this thing. So just kind of break the roots out like this and turn it over and do the same thing on the bottom. Alright, so let me cut some of this off. I just kind of work it slow. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to spread out the roots as much as possible. I love the roots. I love these old trees that you get, and they have like this elaborate root system. You can also create that in time, but that's another story. So I'm just going to keep kind of raking it out like this. I want all that old stuff off of there. It's got some pretty coarse roots, as you can see, and I don't mind them so much. Some people say to remove it. I don't care. To me, it's just another aspect of the plant that you may be able to manipulate. So that's it. Very simple. Soak it in some water. This is what I got left over. So I could probably just kind of slice it at an angle and expose a bunch of that cadmium and dip it in the root and see if I can sprout it. Alright. Let's get my piece of landscape material. I'm just going to cut it right in half. And that'll fit just right. So what I want to do first is I want to feed this through here. Equally like this. And I'm going to poke my fabric through there like this. So it'll sit right on top like that. Same thing on this side. Alright, that looks good. Alright, now let me look at get this fertilizer real quick. Oh, okay. Actually, that is not what I thought it was. This is more like a this is a powder, but that's all right. I can still use it. So just fill it up. This is a very easy plant because it's so small. And I want the plant sitting up on like just a little bit. So let it drain for a second. Got my root stimulator, and I'm just going to give it a little quick dusting. Come on out of there. Stick the plant in it and alright, that's good. See that? Alright, so like that. So that's a pretty hard taproot right there, so just shove that down in there, kind of like that. There we go. Now just cover the roots a little bit. What I want to do is all you want to do is just see, this is aluminum wire, so it's going to bend real easy. You just want to just give it there, like that. See, now it's not going to come out or whatever. I mean, when you move it, it could tip over and kind of disrupt the growth. And so this is good until it establishes itself with some roots. So get it just right, and I will take it to the sink and just soak it in water for about 2 hours. And I haven't done this in so long, it's kind of fun to do this. This is real easy though. It's been really interesting to see how this all grows out and what does what, and you kind of get better inspiration on how you want to do it. I do need to wire this one down, so I want it to grow out like this. One way I could have done this is I could have planted it off center, but this thing's I'll probably get back into these roots again in about a year. So give it a little bit of water here. See, this is going to just drain right out. There's a lot of good material in here that's going to absorb water, but that's what you want in a bonsai. The medium for the bonsai is a material that's going to drain really good. So that's it. Just got to do a little bit of wiring, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, you just have to have some vision and understanding on how the plant works. You know, there's a lot of people out there that do what I used to do, and I'm not an expert at all. Don't think I'm an expert, but I just try to show you the most simple thing, the most simple plant. And this plant is going to be pretty nice because it's got the 2 trunks. See the 2 trunks? So it's going to be really interesting to see what develops on this. Anyway, this is Guy Solis, over and out.